Hello guys, so we are going to continue our Python series, and in this video we're going to discuss about a new library which is called as Pandas. Again, we are into the data analysis with Python series section, and in our previous video we have discussed about NumPy, which is an amazing library where you can actually perform a lot of operations with using this. Along with that, in this video we are completely going to focus on Pandas. The first topic will be Pandas, Dataframe and series. So Pandas is also a very important library because it has a lot of data manipulation capabilities, right? So we will be discussing step by step. We'll be writing down the code in front of you. And again, I will discuss in such a way that we take multiple examples and we try to find out its capabilities, right? So here you can see that Pandas is a powerful data manipulation library in Python, widely used for data analysis and cleaning. It provides two primary data structures, series and data frame. We'll understand the difference between series and data frame. A series is one-dimensional array-like object, while a data frame is a two-dimensional, size mutable and potentially heterogeneous tabular data structure with labeled access. Okay. So the basic difference between series and data frame is a series is a one-dimensional like array object, like how we create a one-dimensional array in NumPy. We can also convert that particular NumPy array, which is one dimensional, into a series, right? And data frame altogether, whenever we have a two-dimensional NumPy array, right, we can also convert that into data frames because data frame is also a two-dimensional, mutable and potentially heterogeneous, means it can have different elements over there. So let us go ahead and start. Now, before we go ahead and start, the first thing that you really need to do is that go to your requirement.txt and go ahead and install Pandas. Okay, so we need to have this library. Again, as I showed you, there are two ways. Either you can do it from here or you can just write pip install pandas, right? So right now I'll just try to show you from here. Let me just go ahead and open my terminal. Okay, now inside this terminal I'll go ahead and open my command prompt. My venv is in, make sure that your venv environment is activated. Now I'll just go ahead and write pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so here you can see that automatically my requirement.txt is going to install everything that is required, like pandas, numpy. So numpy is already done. Now the pandas installation is basically happening, so it is going to take time based on that. All the other libraries that is already installed, I don't have to do any changes for that, so it is going to take some amount of time with respect to the installation. And remember, now you can see the installation is done. That basically means I can actually use this particular pandas library from here. So just to check what I'm going to do, I'll just go ahead and write import pandas as pd. Okay, so now if I go ahead and execute it, so let's see. So here you can see perfectly my pandas library is basically working. Okay, as I said, the first topic that we are going to talk about is series. And what did we define as series? It is just like a pandas series is a one-dimensional. So here I have written the definition. A Pandas series is a one-dimensional array-like object that can hold any data type. It is similar to a column in a table, right? So let us go ahead and create this particular series, and then you'll be able to understand. So first of all, we will go ahead and import Pandas. And this time, whenever we are importing Pandas, I'm going to use the alias, which is called as pd. Okay, so that I don't have to write pandas dot like that. Let's say this is my data, and here I'm going to basically use 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let me quickly go ahead and create a series. So it is nothing but pd dot series. Series is an inbuilt function, and here I can give my single dimension data over here, and automatically I'll be able to get the series itself. Now if I go ahead and print this series, so here you'll be able to see series /n. Okay, and here is nothing but my series. So here you can see this is how a series look like. All the elements 1 2 3 4 5, these are the default indexes. Okay, so don't worry about this 0 1 2 3 4 5. This is the index with respect to the series, but you can just imagine like this is one column, one single column, and that is what series is all about. Okay, so this is one way of creating series just from a list. The other way that I am actually going to show you is from dictionary. So let's go ahead and create a series from dictionary elements. Okay, so for this, what I'm actually going to do, and why I'm saying this is a series, if I go ahead and print type of series. Okay, so type of this particular series variable. So here you can see that it is a pandas core.series data type. Okay, now create a series from a dictionary. So let's say this is my data, And here I'm just going to use some of the elements like A colon 1. Next element will be B colon 2. The third element will be C colon 3. And these are my elements. Now, in order to use this particular data and convert this into series, I will just go ahead and write pd.series. And here we are specifically going to use the data. Okay. Now, if I go ahead and check this out, series underscore dictionary. Okay. This is my variable. If I go ahead and just print it. Okay. So let's go ahead and print. And here I'm going to basically go ahead and write series underscore dict. Here you can see this becomes my index. This key, what I've actually written, A, B, and C, this becomes my index. Before, the default index was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But here you can see that these are my default indexes now. And that is what is important for creating series from a dictionary. Whatever will be the keys, that will be considered as the index, and all the values will be considered as the series values. Okay. Now, I can also make sure that I can give a different index over here based on my requirement. So for that, what I will do, let's say this is my data. So let's say I will go ahead and write 10, 20, 30. Now, why Pandas series and all this will be required? See, whenever we try to open an Excel file, right, there you'll be finding a lot of rows, columns, different data will be there. And to read that, do some manipulation, this Pandas will be very much important. I will also show you how to read a particular data and show you amazing things over there, how you can explore it in the form of Dataframe and series itself. So let's take this particular data and I will just go ahead and create my indexes. Let's say my indexes will be something like this. A, B. Okay, so these are my indexes that I want to do. And I have to always use based on the number of elements, that many number of indexes needs to be there, right? Now, in order to probably use this index over here, right, without using any key value pairs, right, how do I write it down? So here I will write pd.series. Okay, pd.series, and here specifically with respect to the series, I will require data, and then the second parameter that I'm actually going to give is my index. And this is what index I'm actually going to give. Okay. So if I go ahead and execute this, so here you can see that this will basically be my index and these are my elements. So this way also you can probably create your series and all, right? As said, what is a series? It is a one-dimensional array-like object that can hold any data type. It is similar to a column in a table. Okay. So here, these were all the things. Now let's talk about Dataframe. Okay, so let's talk about Dataframe. So here, Dataframe, as I said, it is a two-dimensional, mutable and heterogeneous tabular data structured with label access, that is rows and columns. It is similar to a table in an database or in an Excel. Let's say that this is my Excel sheet I'm going to use for this particular example. So here you will be able to see I'll be having some column names. I'll be having so many different rows. Right, this is a multi-dimensional array, right, or multi-dimensional data itself, right? I have so many things. I can directly read this, convert this into a data frame, and with the help of data frame, what is data frame? Like, it will be having multiple rows and columns. That's it. In series, it just has a single column. In data frame, it can have multiple rows and columns. Okay. So let's go ahead and create one by one. First, we'll try to see how to create a data frame completely from basics, and then we will also try to read a specific CSV file and see how a data frame is basically created. So here you will be able to see create a data frame from a dictionary of list. Okay, so I will I'll create a list dictionary with key value pairs, and in that key value pairs, values will be in the form of list, since I really need to have a multiple data. So here I will go ahead and create my data. So this is how we basically create a dictionary. And here we are going to use name value pairs, right? A key value pairs. Let's say my first column is name. Okay. And in name, I'm going to use multiple names, right? Considering multiple rows. First name will be Krish. Second name will be John. Okay. Third name will be Jack. Okay. So these all names are specifically there. Then let's go ahead and use this age. Inside this, let's go ahead and create some values, like let's say 25, 30, and 45. Okay, so these are my second column, right? since I'm making sure that I have 3 records, so all the fields, all the column names that I'm specifically giving is also having 3 different values. Let's say city I'm going to use over here. City will be, let's say over here I go ahead and write Bangalore. Okay. Let's say here I'm going to write New York. Okay. And the third one, let's say I'm going to basically write Chicago or Texas, anything. Okay, Texas. So this, okay, this is a city, this is a state, right? So let's say I will go ahead and write Florida. Okay, so these are some of the elements that I've actually written. But in short, what is this? It has basically 3 columns and it has so many rows, right? This is my first row, this is my second row, right? Not first row, sorry. First row has the elements Krish. Second row has the element John, Jack. Krish age is 25. He lives in the city of Bangalore. Similarly, John name is over here. His age is 30 and he lives in New York. Similarly, Jack is over here. His age is 45 and he lives in Florida. Okay. So all those specific elements is basically present. Now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to basically go ahead and write pd.dataframe, and this will basically get created. How to create a data frame? I'll use this entire data and basically create it, right? So if I go ahead and print now, you'll be able to see that I will be having rows and columns, right? So this will be my df. Okay. Now let me just go ahead and print type of df. Okay. So df and so this is my df. This is my 0th index. You can see 3 columns: name, age, and city. I have Krish 25 Bangalore, John 30 New York, Jack 45 Florida. Like this is just like how we have the data in the Excel sheet, right? And clearly you can probably see with respect to this. Okay. And if I'm going to write type of df, I can actually see that all this information is there. Now see guys, it's not like I always have to keep it in the form of data frame. I can also use numpy and I can convert this into np.array. Okay. So if I go ahead and write np.array with respect to df, I'll be able to get this array. Okay. There it'll just skip this index and it'll just skip this column names. Like this also you can basically do. Okay. So this was one example, like how you can actually use a dictionary. From a list of dictionary you can specifically create, or from a list of right? Nested list also is there. This list is basically inside a dictionary. You can also see that. Okay. Now what I'll do, I will create a data frame from a list of dictionaries. Create a data frame from a list of dictionaries. Okay. I'll do the same thing over here. Now let me do one thing. Let me go ahead and create my data, and here I will just go ahead and create a list. And with respect to the list, what I will do, I'll just copy this entire thing, this 3 fields. Let's say I'm just copying it. Okay. Now instead of writing like this, right, where name is equal to all the names, age is equal to all the names, what I will specifically do, I will say, hey, let's create a key, or let's create a dictionary over here. And this single dictionary will be this one. First of all, I'll just going to use name is equal to Krish, right? So name colon Krish. The second field that I will probably go ahead with is nothing but age. So age is colon with 32. Okay. And the third column that I'm specifically going to use is nothing but city. Okay. And city, I am just using it as colon Bangalore. Okay. Bangalore, and here I will be using this. Okay. So this becomes my 1 row data. Okay. And I will remove all these things. Now similarly, I can go ahead and create with respect to any number of key value pairs. So let's say I go ahead and paste the same thing, just to make sure that I have this entire thing in the similar way. Okay. So what this is the list of dictionary key value pairs. So this becomes my first row, like name 32 Bangalore, right? Like this. Let's say I'm going to change something over here, 34. Let's say I'm going to write John over here, right? And here I'm going to write Bapi. Okay. Here I'm going to write Jack. Okay. All these elements are there. Let's go ahead and execute it. And I will go ahead and use the same thing, pd.dataframe. Okay. And let me just go ahead and execute it. So here you can see Krish 32 Bangalore, John 34 Bangalore, Bapi 32 Bangalore, Jack 32 Bangalore. So all these values are specifically there with respect to this particular data frame, right? So this is also how you can actually go ahead and create it. It is up to you how you really want to go ahead, whether you want to go ahead with this. But most of the time, what we specifically do is that whenever we are creating something, right? Whenever we are creating, we mostly work with bigger data set, right? Like CSV file, Excel file and all. So let me now just go ahead and show you how to probably read any kind of data set with respect to this. And let's say if I'm having a CSV file, how can I probably read it? I'll be showing you multiple examples that when I go ahead, with Excel and all. But right now I'm just going to use this online sales data.csv, which is available over here. So for this, what I will do, we'll go ahead and write pd.read_csv. There are a lot of functions like read_excel and all, but I'm actually going to use this. Okay. So read_csv, and here I'm going to just call this CSV file. Let's rename it. Okay. I'll just go ahead and write this as sales data. Let's see whether this will get converted. Sales_data.csv. Okay. So I will just go ahead and rename it, and let's go ahead and write sales_data.csv. Okay. And this basically becomes my data frame. Now, if I want to go ahead and see the top 5 elements of data frame, I'll just go ahead and write df.head, right? So df.head is basically giving me this entire information. If I remove this print also, you'll also be able to see it much more clearly. So this is how it looks like. This is my first column, second column, third column and all. And df.head of 5 is basically giving me top 5 records, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, if I want to see the last 5 records, I can actually use df.tail, and it basically gives me the last 5 records, right? And these are the default indexes that we are specifically getting, right? So guys, now let's go ahead and see how we can access the data from this particular data frame, which is important. So here I'm going to basically write accessing data from data frame. Okay. So right now this is my data. Okay. Like all this information is specifically data over here that is available. Or let me just go ahead and create this one. This also looks good. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and use this particular data. Let's see. So this is my data right now. Okay. Crash, age and all. So if I go ahead and also use df, right? So df is basically this one. Okay. Now after I go ahead and create df, now let's say that I want to pick up all the elements with respect to name, right? So here what I can go ahead and do, I can just go ahead and write df of name, right? So whenever we are specifically using anything related to columns, we can directly go ahead and call the column name. So if I go ahead and write df of name, I'm actually able to get this, right? Now very important thing that you'll see, if I'm picking up one column, right, it actually becomes what? It becomes a series, right? So if I go ahead and see type of df of name, you will be able to see that I'm actually able to get series over here, right? So since I'm just picking up one entire column itself. Okay. Now this is one way. Now there is also another way which I will be showing you. I will be using df of loc of 0. Loc of 0 basically means I'm just going to pick up my 0th row, right? If I really want to go with row index, that time I will be specifically using this loc operation. Okay. Loc. Okay. Loc operation. That basically means row index. Okay. Let's say I want to go ahead with column index also. So I can also go ahead and write index location, iloc, right? And here if I go ahead and give 0, that basically means I'm picking it up, Krish 25 Bangalore. So here you can see name age city, Krish 25 Bangalore, right? Let's say I will just want Krish, I can go ahead and write 0,0, right? So I'm getting an error over here. Oh no, it is not an error, it is a warning. It says 0,0. 0,0 is nothing but this specific element, 0,0, right? So first is something related to, you can just consider location of 0,0 is basically giving you this thing, row and index. Okay. So let's say I go ahead and execute this. Let's try with iloc of 0. So here you can see I'm getting this. If I go ahead and 0 of 1, I'll be able to see this 25. If I go ahead and with 0,2, I will be able to see this, right? So all the information is basically there. If I go ahead and write 0 colon, right? So here you can see there is a key error because it is not able to find out the error. So 0,2 is basically giving me this particular value, Bangalore. Okay. So you can also use index location to probably get some kind of information over here. Okay. Now, let's say there is one more function which has been never discussed anywhere, probably, I guess. I've hardly seen in any tutorials I've discussed test. It is nothing but accessing a specified element. Okay, so I hope you got a difference between location and index location. Index location over here, let's say if I go ahead and write 0 of 2, it's specifically working with index location. This is only with respect to row index, and whenever I really want to work with column, I can just go ahead and write this like that directly to column name. These are the three ways how we probably access. Okay, so let's say that accessing a specified element, if I'm specifically using, what does this basically mean, right? So if I go ahead and write df of, okay, df of name, okay, so here you'll be able to see that I'm able to get all the names in this specific data frame, right? Like column Krish, John, Jack. So how many records are there with respect to that particular information I'm getting in. And if I go ahead and just write df dot head or df, right? So if I go ahead and write here, I'll be able to see, okay, in my 0th row it is Krish, first John, and this is there, right? Now let me do one thing, something like this. Okay, I will write df dot at, okay, this is very much important. See, at, let's say I give 1 comma, and here I am just going to give age. I'm able to get this particular value. Why I'm getting this value? Let's see. Okay, so if I go ahead and write df, okay, I'm saying, hey, from a specific element you have to take it, right? So from the age, which is my first index is this one, right? So I'm actually able to get 30, right? If I similarly go ahead and write 2 of age, I will be able to get it, right? 45. If I go ahead and write df of at, and let's say instead of 2, I will just go ahead and write name. So I want the second index name, so it will be nothing but Jack, right? So this is also very amazing at search. There is also something called as IAT, okay? So I will go ahead and write accessing a specified element, okay, using IAT, okay. Now what is this IAT? So here you can actually give your row index and column index. Let's say if I go ahead and write df of 2 comma 2, okay, that basically means let's see what is the error. So here, okay, I did not write IAT operation of 2 comma 2. So here you will be able to see second element. Second element is nothing but 0 1 2, okay, and 0 1 2. Column wise, this is my second index. So I want to pick up Florida. So I am able to get Florida over here, right? So IAT, here you are basically giving your both row index and your column index. So I hope you are able to understand all these things in an amazing way. Now, let me do one thing, okay? So right now, this is my DF, okay? Now let's perform some data manipulation with data frames. This will basically give you an idea, okay? What are data manipulation with data frames? Data manipulation with data frames, okay? Now what I'm actually going to do, okay? So you know, this is my DF, okay? Now what I'm actually going to do, I will be adding a new column, okay? And let's say how to add a new column. I want to add a new column which is called as salary, okay? So let's say how do I do it? So I will go ahead and write df of my salary name column, okay? So here you can see salary column, okay, which will be equal to the salary that I'm probably planning to add over here, right? df of salary. Okay, and then what I will do is that I will just go ahead and use the specific list. Let's say I will go ahead and write 50,000, 60,000, and 70,000. Okay, so this basically becomes an salary. So if I go ahead and print the DF, now here you can see a new salary is basically added. So with the help of this, I am adding a column, right, over here. Perfect. So this is great. Let's say I want to remove a column. Okay. So what I can do, I can write df.drop, and here I'm going to basically say salary. Okay. Now when I'm doing df.drop, I'll get, see, if I execute this, I will get an error. Salary not found in the access. Okay. But you can see over here, salary is basically present. Now what does this access mean? Access has two values. Okay. One is the row value. It will probably go ahead and check with respect to row index. First of all, it is checking row index. It is not even going to the column index, because by default, your access value will be 0. Okay. So if I am executing, it is basically checking by default in the row index, and row index does not have a name like salary. So if you want to make this entire code check the column index like name, age, salary, city, salary, you have to convert this into access is equal to 1. Okay. So if I go ahead and execute this, here you'll be able to see that I am not having this salary column. But still, if I go ahead and again check DF, again that salary column came. What has happened? Even though I dropped it, but still in my DF, after some time, when like if I go ahead and execute it again, salary is coming. So this is very much important when this drop is basically happening, right? With access equal to 1. It is not a permanent operation, right? It is just a temporary operation, or it does not even save the state of the data frame. So in order to make it save it, you have another parameter which is called as in place is equal to true. Okay. Or in place is equal to true. So once you do in place is equal to true, then what it is going to do, whatever drop operation you are doing, it is going to do it permanently. So if I go ahead and execute it, and if I go ahead and see DF, here you can see now I do not have that specific column. Okay. And this is how you remove a column. Okay. Remove a column. Now let's say that I want to do some kind of operation where I will add age to the column. Let's say after 1 year, what happens? Everybody's age increases by 1. So here I'm going to write df of age, okay, plus 1, right? And this is basically going to get applied to all the values inside the age, and this should be replaced in df of age itself. Okay. So now what will happen is that initially I had 25, 30, 45. Now the age is going to be 26, 31 and 45. So if I go ahead and display it now, so here you can see 26, 31 and 46, right? 26, 31 and 46. So it has got incremented by 1. Okay. Now you can add any number of rows as you like, or any number of changes or any manipulation that you specifically want to do. Okay. And this is how you will be able to do it. Let's say I want to go ahead and drop based on row. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and write df of drop, and I can also give my index. So if I go ahead and write like this, again, this is again not a permanent operation, because if I go ahead and see df, I'll again back it. So in order to make it permanent, I will just go ahead and write in place is equal to true. Okay. Now if I go ahead and execute it, I just have 2 records, that is John and Jack. Okay. This was mostly about how you can probably read, how you can probably do things, and some of the information regarding data frame and series. But as we go ahead, we'll be discussing more about manipulation. Now let me do one thing. Let me show you again with respect to some of the things that you really need to know about data frames. I can also say it as attributes, which will be important, right? So if I go ahead and write df.head of 5, I'm going to get the first 5 elements. Along with this, I'm just going to copy and paste some more additional things that you can do. You can see the data types. You can, if you go ahead and write df.describe, you'll basically get the statistical summary. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's remove this and let's see the statistical summary. df.describe. Or if you don't want to see like that, I will go ahead and write df.describe. If I go ahead and write it, here you can see these are some statistical analysis, like count how many number of records are there, mean, what is the mean of transaction ID, which is not important, but mean of units sold is important, mean of unit price is important, total revenue, standard deviation also you can probably see over here, minimum, maximum values, 25 percentiles, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, max, all those values you'll be able to see with the help of df.describe. Okay. Now, what I'm actually going to specifically do over here is that let's use one code. Okay. So what I'll do, I will just say, hey, do one thing. Okay. Based on this unit price. Okay. Based on this unit price, or let me just show you that in the next session, because I'm going to probably do some more operations over here and perform some data manipulation. In this video, I wanted to cover about data frames and series, get a basic hands-on. And now in the next video, we'll talk more about the manipulation. So I hope you like this particular video. This was it from my side. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.